two things can be true at once. It can be my mid-year update, and it can also be August, but we're going to do it anyway. Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris, and today's video is going to be a bit of a mix. It's going to be a mid-year sort of update review of where things are at, and also like some just channel chats, I guess. Nothing is set in stone. I haven't scripted anything. Normally if I was going to do I have plans for things, I would have lists or dot points or something to go off, but today I'm just going to ramble at you because that has been the vibe of 2026 so far. So I will put a timestamp down below if you want the mid-year update as to where things are at the moment. Then you're welcome to hang around for this first bit. If you're only interested in ramblings about what I'm planning for the channel in the future, you can go ahead and skip to that, whatever you are interested in. So for my mid-year update, my reading in terms of books I can talk about on put on Goodreads or Storygraph or whichever platform has been atrocious in 2026. So when I started watching BookTube many years ago now, I sort of gradually built up, and then I consistently was reading around 80 to 90 books per year. This year, as of the date of filming, which is the 31st of July, so you'll be getting this early August sometime, is 25, and two of those I finished this week. Books are taking me quite a while to get to, and there's a few things for that. I've been traveling, work's been hectic, I've been studying at the same time for work, and also just the amount of books that I'm getting through as either beta reads or alpha reads or sensitivity reads through Bada has grown exponentially, and I can't sort of put those on these lists, but that's the type of reading that I do enjoy doing. So I mentioned that briefly before, but I have only read 25 books this year. In terms of a goal, I really would love to get to 80 books. It's not going to happen, so my goal I set is 52. I do not expect to get 52 books in this year, but if I can get to 40, I'll be pretty happy. So I do have plans to sort of get back to that number, and some things that I can do on the channel to help that, as well as just some series that I want to get into, finish. In terms of any goal that I set in January, I don't think I've done any of them. So writing every day hasn't really happened. The reading all these series, I think I've started maybe two of the series that I said I wanted to start this year. And journaling, I was doing having a reading journal. I was doing quite well at that initially, and then it just sort of fell off the wayside. Lots of complicated feelings happening this year, and I went back to therapy because I want to work on myself and work on those things and be a better person for humanity, and be a better person for my loved ones in my real IRL life, and heal from things. So anyway, having a quick look at I told you this wasn't scripted, 25 books that I've read this year. Let's have a look if I can pick a favorite. That's already been there's been so many good books that I've read this year. Okay, I actually have this one over here. So my favorite non-sci-fi fantasy book of the year is going to be Necessary Fiction by Elohosa Osundi. This is just fantastic. It came to me at the right time that I needed one. This is a story about a group of friends in Nigeria, very queer normative, and we just sort of follow them throughout their lives, and they have a huge amount of deeply thematic and deep and human discussions, and it did get me. So I am very interested in reading more from this author, very interested in reading more sort of African fiction as well, and just exploring more litfic in general. But this was something that I read for just to get a little bit of diversity, something that isn't in my comfort zone at all, and it really shocked me. It was an easy 5 stars. If I'm going to have a look at the SFF that I've read this year and pick a favorite in there, I would probably have to go with something I haven't read before, because I've done a couple of rereads this year. If I'm going to go indie, I would probably say Copper Skin, Oaken Lungs by Adam Bassett. Just a really, really interesting take on cyberpunk and dystopia together, and I had a good time with that one. So much so that I'm hoping to get the beta read on book 2 very shortly. Had a fantastic time with that one. And a trad pub series that I started this year that I've really, really enjoyed has been the Memoirs of Lady Trent by Marie Brennan, and starting with the Natural History of Dragons, which I have a copy of. I don't know where it is, but I'll put it on the screen here. Worst read thus far of the year. Let's take a quick squiz in here. And it wasn't a bad book by any means, but I think my least favourite read that I've read this year so far has been Sourwood by Logan Spurgeon. Not a bad book. I just felt it was a little bit simplistic and it needed a bit more room to grow for me personally. I also don't really love a haunted house tale, and this very much was in that vein. So I don't know what the rest of the year is going to hold, but I've had a very interesting reading year thus far, and I hope that I get to read some more bangers as we go on throughout 2026. Going over, actually, we'll stay with reading and I'll finish with writing. I very recently did a count of the books that I have behind me and also the unread books on my Kindle, my Books Palmer, which has got Kobo on it, and the number was less than I thought it was, but it's still horrific. And that it may be because I was only counting like book ones of series, and I own quite a few series. So the amount of unread audiobooks I have came up to 19. Not too bad for the audio. The unread physical books that I have, sorry, these are indies. Okay, so unread trad pub books that I have physically on the shelves, only counting book ones if they're parts of series, is 242, and my unread indie shelf that I have physically is 40. So 282 books of like book ones that I haven't picked up yet physically, like on these shelves behind me. I didn't even look at the shelves in the other room. So there's quite a hefty number there. And then ebooks, I'm scrolling. Ebooks, I have 264 individual ebooks. That's trad and no, that's just indie. That's just indie ebooks because I buy a lot of them via the online stores. And then review copies, I've got 42 here. I think I actually have 44 or 45, so I'll need to recheck that. So there's a lot of books that I haven't read. So I did a bit of a check just to see where I'm at with a few things, and then I ended with a series check of how many series I'm currently in the middle of, and that total is currently at 44. So more on that in a quick moment. In terms of writing, I think I set myself a goal of having 2 drafts done, like 2 first drafts done by the end of the year. Look, it's not happening. I have written every month bar June because of the traveling that I was doing. I didn't have like a laptop I was taking with me. And my best month by far was January. I went in guns blazing. I was working on both Alpha Book 2 and also this side short story connected project that I've got going on. Not connected to the Alpha Cycle, just connected. The short stories are connected. Anyway, so in total, as of today, I've written 45,822 words for 2026 thus far. I am still hopeful that I will finish the short story collection and have that with a developmental editor by the end of the year, hopefully for a 2027 release. Once that is done, so once that's with a dev editor, I'm going to go full throttle into Alpha Book 2 because I've got some ideas. I got a lot of inspiration while I was away as well, so I'll need to read Book 1 again, and then my sole focus is going to be on Book 2, and hopefully that will be finished written by the end of 2027 for I'm hoping early 2028 release, knock on wood, but I'm going to reset my expectations there to be a little bit simpler. The year's been interesting thus far. Not negative, not positive, it's just been interesting. It's been a bit of a time that we've been having, but that's okay. That was just a very quick and random mid-year update for you. I'm going to go into like channel conversations. Again, this is just like spitballing thought right now. So I sort of started pulling back a little bit from like the channel towards the end of last year. I want to say it feels like it's been a little while, and even Genre Blender, like Ryan and I have both collectively just had really like not great years, like personally. So we decided to take a step back from that as well. And I went for a break while I was over in the UK and in Greece, just thinking about what I want for this channel. Do I want to give it up? Do I want to keep going? And like, I enjoy being here. I miss being here, but I don't know what that looks like. So I have ideas for the channel and what I want to do, and I don't really have the spoons to do those things just yet. So I will continue doing like one video a week. I can't see myself doing TBRs anytime soon, just because my reading isn't fantastic. But I will be here periodically, whatever, sporadically, while I figure out how to incorporate the things that I want into this channel. So what do I actually want for the channel? Stop babbling, Kris. Give me what your plans are. I want this channel to go back to its roots, which is self-pub and indie. So that is where my brain is at the moment. Like I said, I have a lot of trad pub. I just told you the number of trad pub, but I also have a lot of indie books unread, and I have a lot of review copies that I haven't read either. So I am very passionate about self-publishing. I love the types of stories that we see through self-publishing and small press as well, and independent publishers who take a chance on relatively unknown authors. I very much appreciate that side of the book world. I like the community, and for a very long time I felt like I haven't really had a place in my own life, hence therapy, and also within the book community. I feel like I'm just sort of, I feel like I need to make myself small all the time, and I'm kind of tired of doing that, and I want to go back to being like an indie guy. So my thought process there is to, of course, keep doing the indie release list. We've got a lot of good resources. I just give them a video platform, and I enjoy making that content. It's my favorite video that I do every month, and discovering all these authors is just fantastic. But something else I thought I would do, particularly with the review copies that I have that I just haven't gotten to, is a review roulette. So the idea behind that is to take the number of review copies I have at random, vlog a review of that particular book, so that book which has been given to me as a review copy is getting a review, but hopefully in like a fun format that people will enjoy watching, because I know that reviews don't do great guns on the channel. I sort of, like, personally, I don't care about that, but if I can get more views for the author, then I will. Potentially also what I can do there is shorts. I know that is the way that content is going, that is the way that people's brains are wired, particularly the younger generation, is get me quick information and make it entertaining. I don't like it personally, but it is the way to get in front. So also something that I might do is, if I'm doing a vlog for a particular indie book, or maybe it's just an indie book that I'm interested in that I'm picking up, I may just do a short, very snappy, like 60-second review that I put on YouTube Shorts. Or if I do a TBR that doesn't have that many numbers, or like just a way to incorporate shorts, they're not going to be like scripted or anything, but to get more eyes on indie. I've got a couple of video ideas, like video essays or just conversations of topics of conversation, that I would like to bring up, sort of around indie and self-pub, how I got into it, who my authors are, the series that I'm in the middle of, the series that I want to talk about, whatever it may be. I had this whole dark shelf in the middle here that is fully indie books, and I would ideally like to get through enough books on here to make room for more indies, and I certainly have more that I would like to buy. That was very rambly. In short, I would like my channel to go back to being a celebration of diversity, a celebration of indie books. So what I mean by diversity is I want the queer corner to come back. I want to be doing interviews with authors from all over the globe. I want to be reading more from independent authors and independent publishers from all over the world, and yeah, just create that sense of community again and try and re-find my place. So I don't know when that'll happen. Like I said, I don't have a hell of a lot of spoons right now, but that is sort of what I am working towards in the hopefully near future. So keep an eye out for that. I know I've got a couple of authors that have asked for interviews a couple of times, and I just haven't had the mental capacity to do it. I have some plans to bring them on, hopefully one in October when a Kickstarter is going live. So yeah, look, things are in the pipeline. I shall just pull my finger out and do something about it. Anyway, that's a mid-year update. That is some rambly channel plans. Let me know if there's anything in particular you're interested in. around the indie community or discussions that you used to like seeing on here that I haven't done in a while. Mostly interested in the LGBTQIA plus community, reading diversely from different cultures we don't hear from all the time. That can be litfic, that can be SFF. It doesn't matter. I just want to read more diversely, get more in my brain. Also interested in classics as well, which sometimes they don't seem to be super diverse. If you know diverse classics, then let me know. So anything that you want to see, anything that you used to see that you want to see more of, whatever, just let me know if you have any ideas. I'm going to stop talking now, but thank you for joining me if you made it this far. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will, and I will catch you in the next video. Ciao.